Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celebrate Black Excellence. I am the digital host, Carlton T. Clay. Today is a special treat as we end 2023 with our special guest, the host of Your Hometown Roadtrip, Brandon Dawson. How you doing today, Brandon?
Yeah, happy to be here, sir. How's it going?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the guest side.
I'm all right, so I'm used to hosting, so it's nice to kind of sit back, take some questions, but who better to do it than the host with the most, Carlton Clay.
Oh, you're so kind. You're so kind. Well, thank you for being here today. We definitely appreciate you.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I love everything that y'all have done with this segment and everything that you guys have done throughout the year. It's very important towards the community, so, man, keep up the good work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. And again, I want to give you your flowers right now because I want to appreciate you because you are actually one of the first people to actually get me back started into hosting and doing interviews. So thank you so much for just believing and boosting me up, as you say, into doing this. And here we are now. So this is awesome.
Yeah, well, you know, you are always very passionate about what you do, and you're very passionate about the community itself. So, you know, when I see passionate people, I always want to encourage them to, you know, to kind of live their dream and to just keep going. And so it's awesome that, you know, again, love what you have done with this. Great segments every time, great interviews. So, yeah.
Appreciate it. And I just want to also say, I'm just so proud of you. You have your very own show now, Your Hometown Roadtrip. But before we get into that greatness,
Let's take it back.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back a little bit. Start at your beginning. You're from Syracuse, New York.
Yes.
Now, how did you get from Syracuse, New York to Georgia?
So my mom, she got a job. She had a job in New York at first, but then she was looking for stuff. You know, obviously, you know, she was wanting to, grow in her career, and so she found a job down in Athens, Georgia.
Okay.
And so we moved down. You know, I think I was about 13 years old. And we went from Syracuse down to Athens, and we have been here in the South ever since. It's too cold up north, so we just stuck around.
So how did you get from Athens to Augusta?
I was looking for school. You know, I was, we obviously people were like, oh, why didn't you go to UJ? But, you know, I was really trying to get into film, and, you know, I was really always interested in cameras. And Augusta University, they have a very good television and cinema program. So I went there for about 4 years, and yeah, that's how I ended up here in Augusta. Though, was just looking for school, and yeah.
Gotcha. Awesome. So I know that you originally had aspirations of being an actor.
Yes.
And how did you go from aspirations from being an actor to get into broadcasting?
I want to say it was probably from just working on a bunch of sets, and I don't know. It's one of those things to where, as a kid, yes, I wanted to be an actor. You know, I wanted to do movies. You know, I wanted to be Spider-Man, and it is one of those things to where, you know, as I kind of got older and I started, you know, really getting into cameras and broadcast, it was probably really my first job here at WJBF. You know, we went out and I was filming football, and I just fell in love with live production. And the more I kept doing it and the more I started working here, I was like, man, this is really what I want to do. You know, I still do some acting on the side. You know, I will occasionally pop up in some stuff, you know, if you're into the local theater scene, you know, I will be in some of those plays. But I really just, you know, it just got to be one of those things to where I think I fell in love with this profession so much that I was like, acting is kind of a hobby, but journalism and, you know, doing stuff for television is my career.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love how you distinguish that. Before we get into your career, we're going to also talk more about your passion and your hobby. You do stuff with Lat.
Yeah, I do.
Also. So how was that experience working with Lat?
So working with Lat Noir, I can pretty much everything that I've done, I put a lot of that into them. You know, I did improv for about 7 years, which, you know, comedy, just on the fly. And so we did that. I did improv for a long time, and then it was one of those things to where, you know, you just kept doing it, and I fell in love with that, and I did some other plays as well. And with Lat, I want to say the first time that any of my bosses here even noticed me, they went to one of my shows. They went to one of my shows, and I had a great night. I was on fire. And they got done with that, and they came up to me afterwards, and they were like, "Oh man, Brandon, I get it now. I get it. You're really, you know, you got a little bit of a talent on you." I think before that, they only really saw me as kind of, you know, the silly kid who ran around here and played with cameras. So it was that moment, you know, they went to my show, saw what I could do, and that kind of planted the seed in their idea that, oh, maybe this kid could be an on-camera talent. later on, I ended up, there's a whole story to how I actually ended up becoming a talent. But yeah, that was the start. They started seeing me there, and that's where they kind of recognized my skills. So Lat Noir, kind of gave me everything. I proposed to my wife at Lat Noir.
Yes,
I proposed to my wife there. If you go online, you can find that video. It went viral. I did it during an improv show. So Lat Noir, big place in my heart.
Awesome. Now let's talk about your show.
Yes.
Your Hometown Roadtrip. Tell us about the show. What is the show about for people who haven't seen it?
So if you haven't seen Your Hometown Roadtrip, I got the idea a long time ago. I take a lot of day trips. Me and my wife, we take vacations a decent amount, but I like to go to surrounding areas, like 45-minute drive. And so I got the idea that I said, I really would like to do a show where I just go around and I go to these different places in the CSRA and I highlight, local businesses, places, and people. And I wanted it to all be positive and fun. So, I came up with that idea. We went through the process. I told my bosses, they loved the idea. And, I think I pitched it for a while, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then it came up. They came up to me one day, and they said, oh, well, we'd love to actually do that show. And so I was thrilled about it, obviously. And, so we just got done with our first season.
Okay.
And it was just a blessing to be able to go out there and, to be able to talk to people about their experiences and how they got to where we are. Kind of like what you and I are doing right now, just talking about myself. I like to go out there and do that for other people. It's weird for me right now to, to have to be talking about myself. I feel like, Carlton, tell me about your life. But I'm not going to do that. Maybe on Your Hometown Roadtrip. We're gonna switch the roles eventually. We're gonna switch the roles, and we're gonna get you on there, and then I'll throw out the hard-hitting questions.
So how has the impact been? Like, how has the reception been for the show?
It's been very well. People have. I've gotten a lot of messages. People saying, hey, thanks for coming out. Thanks for highlighting our community. A lot of times, it's nice to be able to go out to some of the surrounding areas, for a good positive thing that they have going on. So I've gotten a lot of nice messages. I've gotten a lot of people who reach out to me and just say, hey, the next time you come back out here, you got to come and check this out. So people have been very thrilled about it. And then the people that we've talked to, they've loved it. There's nothing better than being able to talk about your journey and how you got there. And I'd love that for people to, because a lot of times, you see like a business and you just, you go in, you buy something, you maybe chat with somebody for a second and then you leave. But to actually talk with someone and be like, I started here. I was building up to this for 20 years and now I have this business and it's succeeding and the community has supported me. Getting to go out and you just hear that kind of stuff, man, it's a blessing. You love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And this has impacted you, obviously, in a great way. I see the smile on your face. And just the success that you have been doing with this show is awesome. So I've seen it from the conception to where it is now. So congratulations again to you with the show, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. I got to give a big thank you to not only myself, but I work with a great crew. I got to give a big thank you to my bosses. Because everybody has supported me the entire time that I'm doing this. I've gotten no pushback on this at all. The second that I said that I wanted to do it, everybody loved it. And then, the guys that I work with, I work with a really great photographer, Gary Nipple. He's incredible. And, I have a bunch of really good, production techs who have helped. We go out and we have a great time. If you can't tell, like we go out, we have a great time with this show. And it's just nothing but smiles, not only from us, but from the people that we're out there interviewing as well. So, I'd love to see it.
So what can we look forward to for season 2?
So for season 2, we're taking a break right now for the holiday. We just got done with our first season, and for season 2, you're gonna see it's gonna be bigger. We're gonna be seeing some more. We're going to more places that we haven't been to in the CSRA. We're talking to other people. I'm gonna get out there and try to do some wackier stuff like. When we were out in Aiken last time, when we left, I said, next time I come back here, I'm going to learn how to ride a horse. So best believe, coming up this next time, I'm going to be riding a horse. So, we're going to be going bigger, doing that. And I honestly want to try to get some of the other talents here that we have at WJBF, including yourself, to come out for some episodes and, just have a good time. I did a whole episode where I did rock climbing. I'd love to have you come out there and do that kind of stuff maybe with me. You think you could do some rock climbing?
Rock climbing?
Yes. Yes.
I was thinking more like the food stuff.
The food stuff. Okay, yeah. We do eat a lot of good food on Your Hometown Road Trip. So when we eat at a really good restaurant, I'll have you come out there for that.
That's a little bit more my speed, the food.
So do some taste testing.
Rock climbing.
Look, it was an experience.
I'm sure it is. I think I have a thing. Well, not I think. I know I have a thing with heights. So, yeah.
It's time to overcome those fears. And what better way to do it than live and on camera?
My God. Well, Brandon, if people want to follow your journey or they want to like watch more of the show or they haven't seen it, they want to actually experience it for the first time, how can they do so?
We take all of our segments and we put them online. You go to WJBF.com and go to the WJBF Plus section. You'll just type in Your Hometown Road Trip. You'll see all the segments that we've done. And if you kind of look at them and go by the area, if you kind of watch them in order, you can. It's almost like you're watching a whole episode. You miss out on a few things, but you're essentially watching the whole episode. And then, of course, right now we're about to be doing some reruns. We're on every Wednesday at 12:30, WJBF News Channel 6. We're going to have, while we're on break, you can go back. We're starting back from the beginning. You can go back and watch from our first episode. And just keep on coming up until we come back. And when we have some new episodes, you'll be seeing those new episodes probably right around February, I'd say.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for being here on Celebrating Black Excellence. We definitely had to do this. This is a great way to end the year. So thank you so much for being here.
I'm happy. Look, the world's collided.
Yes.
To look, two talents together.
Yes.
Carlton and Kai sit right next to each other. This is my cousin right here.
Yes.
So keep up with it.
We'll have to tell the cousin story another time.
Well, another time. A little inside baseball.
Yeah. All right, well, everyone, this is Celebrating Black Excellence. We thank you so much for being here and joining us. I am Carlton T. Clay. Happy holidays and a happy new year to you all. We're signing out. When we celebrate Black Excellence every day. Have a good one.